Hello and welcome. Today, for this pick a card reading, these are the cards you can choose from. The first card is the Wheel of Fortune. The second card is the Hanged Man. And the third card is a star with a specially fashioned bikini with a post-it. See you at your reading. Hello and welcome to your ASMR Pick a Card Tarot Reading. If you chose pile number 1, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Now, let's see what that's about. In the Rider-Waite Tarot, the Wheel of Fortune looks like this. Now, the Rider-Waite Tarot is actually connected to the Kabbalah. And so I went online and looked up what the symbolism is of this card. And boy, is there a lot. So, the Wheel of Fortune is about reaping what you sow. It's attributed to Jupiter, the planet of luck and expansion. The 4 creatures that you see in the corners are an eagle, a bull, a lion, and and Aquarius. They are all holding books, which means they all possess wisdom and knowledge. They are the 4 fixed signs of Leo, Scorpio, which is in olden days depicted as a phoenix, and a Taurus and an Aquarius are also 2 of the fixed signs. They are seen here guarding the 4 corners of the earth, and they were put on there also because they are said to represent the 4 evangelists. That is why they all have wings. Now, there are Hebrew letters on the Wheel of Fortune, and they spell Jehovah together, which shows that the presence of God is woven into the wheel of existence. The other letters you can see are an A, a T, an O, and an R. They have the numeric value in Hebrew of a 1, a 9, a 70, and a 200, which makes together 280, which reduces to a 10. And a 10 in the tarot is always a completion, an ending of something, which also means then that something new is beginning. Now these letters can spell tarot, but there are more options. They can mean Ator if you start at the A, which is the goddess of nature, and her law speaks through cycles like the cycles of the seasons. Then when you start at the O, you can get the word Orat, which means the speak of the cycle of nature's laws. You can also get Rota, which means cycles that speak of the laws of nature. And of course, the Torah, the law that speaks through the cycles of nature. Now, counterclockwise turning are the snake and the Anubis dog. They are descending into the material realm. The Anubis dog can represent the animalistic desires we can have, temptations that take us away from God or the spiritual. The key words of this card is karma, destiny, life cycle, and the turning point. But there is more. On top of the card, you can see a sphinx sitting. He's got one of those Egyptian headgear thingies that I have no idea what it's called. And he's holding a sword in his left paw. The Sphinx points to movement, direction, and control over opposing forces. The real question is not what is happening, but who is steering. If you know about these tarot cards, then you know that the Chariot is pulled by a black and a white sphinx, which can mean balance. And the headgear that he's got on is in black and white, so there is a balance. And the sword that he wears in his left paw means that the right side of the body is the male side, which is action, forward, doing. And so when you have a sword in your left, it's more about defending instead of taking action. So this card is saying forward movement through control and focus, intention, not letting opposing forces pull you apart. Movement is going to happen even when the conditions aren't perfect, so take control or be dragged. So, what a beginning. Let's see if we can get some more information. I have already pulled all of the cards so that you don't have to wait for the one to fall out finally. And I don't make too much noise. Excuse me. Then I pulled 2 cards you got from the folklore deck. I was only going to pull 1, but you got 2. The first one was Blue Cap. Yeah, he looks like he's got an attitude. He's ready to smash stuff. Kind of got vampire teeth and fire-like hair. But yet the card is all blue, so we have the fox. Foxes are very clever. Is he doing a jig? I don't know. Let's see what that's about. Let's get the book. I just have to adjust something here because I keep hearing a little jiggle. Just gonna put the cord of my mic, my headphones into my pants so that it stays where it's supposed to be. That should be okay. Alright. Blue cap. Blue cap is about obligation. Guidance from Blue Cap. Our society has laws, rules deemed serious enough that if broken, they are predetermined consequences. Our punishments are also severe enough to understand, to ensure, I'm just making stuff up here, to ensure not only that we won't break the law again, but also that others are deterred. Deterred? Wow, what is going on? Let's start that sentence again. Our punishments are also severe enough to ensure not only that we won't break the law again, but also that others are deterred from doing so. Blue Cap tells us that we are much more than a society that just lives in fear of the consequences of our behavior. Obeying the rule of law should be the lowest tier of our obligation to the world that we live in. He reminds you that kindness, gratitude, respect, purpose, and concern for the well-being of your fellow human should be your standard, your starting point. You should not regard it as going above and beyond your personal responsibility, but as a choice you make about the kind of world you want to live in. An affirmation that could be helpful is I am considerate towards others at all times. Now let's look at the fox. The fox is about playfulness. Guidance from Fox is, although smaller and weaker than his enemies, Fox is clever and more than capable of using his wits to outsmart those who scheme against him. He is both adaptable and nimble-minded enough to react to changing environments and to keep his wits in quick-paced situations. Fox is a reminder to you that by keeping some youthful playfulness in your heart, you make yourself more resilient, especially during times in our life when things become challenging. Fox also gives you permission to occasionally use a little mischief to help lighten the mood around you. His affirmation is, I adapt quickly to change and use my wits to overcome challenges. Now, this blue cap is still in my head. I want to know why he's got this weird ass fire hair, a spike, and a hammer. If he's telling you to be kind to others, what's that about? Let's see. When treated well, they helped with small tasks in the mine, but if disrespected, they could become quite disagreeable. So they would help people in the mines. That's why the card is so dark. Blue cap would help the miners find the richest deposits of valuable minerals, sometimes by showing them where to mine in dreams and through visions. They also warned the miners during times of danger when cave-ins or floodings were about to occur. But unlike other mine spirits, they not only require to be treated with respect, but also expected to be paid a miner's average wage. It needed to be left in a lonely corner of the mine, and the wages had to be precise. Too little might be seen as a slight. The blue caps only wanted honest wage and fair treatment, nothing more or less than any other miner deserved. So, now I get it. Now from the Fairies Oracle, you have the Green Woman. She looks kind of mischievous too. I guess she and the fox have the same idea, but I could be wrong. Let's find her. She is number 23. Let's open the creaky book. The Green Woman is about wildness, natural magic, expectant gratitude, and untamed creativity. She speaks to us of caring for our growing ground and of the physical satisfaction of being our natural selves and practicing our own innate magic. This is a time for enhancing the growth of our talents and abilities, a time of blossoming that will bear fruit. It may also be a time of growing maturity and self-confidence. Experience, trusting yourself, and trusting the process of growth. She also reminds us of a material reward ahead, the harvest of the seeds we have planted and nurtured. She counsels boldness and perseverance in the face of adversity. Yet she also reminds us that sometimes the only action we can take is to wait patiently and keep growing. Then I took an association card for you, and this is the one that came out. So it kind of seems like if we compare this to the Wheel of Fortune card, the wheel can spin and spin, and it's going to stop somewhere, and you have no idea what's going to happen. And here is kind of a moment just like that. Just before something's going to happen, you have no idea who's got the ball, where the ball is going to go, who's going to run where, is somebody going to jump on you and pound you on the head? Are you going to have a clear run and score a fantastic goal? It's all up in the air, so to say. I will clarify with some Rider-Waite cards a little further ahead. I pulled a card from a kind of Zen deck that's about meditations and poems, and this is the card that came out for you. The Buddha recommends we live our daily life seeing everything in the light of interbeing. A flower cannot be by itself alone. A flower can only interbe with the sunshine, the rain, with the earth. So to be means to interbe. When we live the wisdom of interbeing in every minute, then we will not be caught in our small self. We will see that we are everywhere. Now, that is the second time it is mentioned for your reading to keep in mind that you're connected with others. You can't get more connected than this. And it was Blue Cap that reminded you to be helpful, but also not to let anyone take advantage of you, give you less than you deserve. And then we had the Wild Fox who's saying, be playful and smart. And then the Green Lady who's about magic and wildness. Let's see what the clarifying cards have to say about all this. Something is gonna happen and you don't know what. And you have to sort of be open and playful and understand that no matter what happens, there is a bigger thing than you at play. The universe knows you, and maybe something happens that you didn't expect. Maybe there you're pushed in a direction that maybe you didn't want to go in or you didn't expect, but maybe the universe knows something you don't, and maybe where you end up is something even better than you thought you wanted. So maybe just be open and playful like the fox, and realize that you have magic and you're connected to the universe, and if you're someone who is always doing everything by themselves and you find yourself in this weird new situation, then this Buddha card is telling you you cannot do everything alone. Ask for help. It's not failing or a sign of weakness. It's a sign of being a human. Everybody needs help sometimes. Now, the clarifying cards that I got. First off, the 10 of Pentacles. Now, here you see a man, and there are an old man because he's got gray hair, and there are younger people, but there's also even younger people. There's a small boy, and this man has created wealth that is lasting for generations. The pentacles are about, yes, they are about abundance, but they're also about a basis, a foundation, a structure. He's created something that is gonna give and give. Now, of course, we see pentacles, but there is more than one way of abundance. So, I think you'll know best what that could mean for you, or maybe you have no idea and you just have to wait and see. But there is another small hint. This is the card of the moon. And the moon is usually a card that says there is something you don't know. So, something is hidden, maybe in the subconscious, because there's water there and something is coming out. Could it be something inside of you that's coming up? Something you didn't expect? There's two more cards. The third card is the Four of Cups. Now, he's sitting there like he doesn't know where to go, what to do. He's not feeling it. And like I said, there is something offered, something unexpected. Maybe he's thinking, why are the cups empty? Or, I already know these cups, they're boring. I don't know. And then there's the hand of the universe, God, the all, whatever you want to call it. And it's handing him like, dude, I got a brand new cup. You're gonna love what's inside of this. Have a taste. And he's like, so, and then we have one more card, the last card for you, and it's the Page of Cups. Now this is a young he's looking at the cup and he's like, a fish? Again with the unexpected. Wow. I'm so excited for you. You're at this point of like, you know, in the movies, like when they call it the dusk before dawn moment, and the main character is like, how is this gonna ever be fixed? And he's like up to here in problems, and then suddenly it's like the sun comes out and something happens, the wheel turns in his favor, and it might be completely unexpected, but it's gonna be alright. 10 of Pentacles, a Page of Cups, a new, fresh offer that might not be what you expected, and it might be scary to have something end and have this weird ass new beginning, but it's also really exciting. Just don't be afraid to ask for help, and know that anything around you can be a clue. You might hear a song that you're like, it reminds you of something, or you see something lying in the street. That happens to me a lot, like somebody would have lost a keychain, and the keychain would be a symbol that would tell me something like, oh wow, just to let you know that the universe is paying attention to you and giving you hints. You could also keep an eye on your dreams. What are they telling you? I really like Dreamhawk. He has a website and he's written so many books, and he is amazing at figuring out dreams. And you have magic inside of you. So if there are any doubts, sit still, calm yourself, tell ego to take a hike for a second, and just feel your way through it. What feels right? Do I want to do this? Do I want to do it like that? Do I like this person? What are the pros and cons? Make a list if you have to. Who cares? I wish you very good luck. Some fairy dust can't hurt. Now, as a going away sound, I want you to meet Froggy. This is Froggy. I was in Edinburgh a little while ago, and I saw this dude in a thrift shop, and he's so cute, I couldn't leave him behind. And is connected to the frog. Princess and frogs go together, don't they? I haven't named him yet. I've seen that movie, The Princess and the Frog, but for the life of me I cannot remember the prince's name. Thank you for coming to join me in my home, where it's always Christmas. And have a wonderful day, evening. Have a wonderful life. Bye. Hello, and welcome to your pile number 2. You chose, sorry about that, the Hanged Man card. Now, in the Rider-Waite, in the first pile, I said so many words wrong. I have no idea. Is there some conjunction, trine, planet aligning thing going on? I don't know. My words are all over the place. This is the Hanged Man in the Rider-Waite Tarot. Now, the Rider-Waite Tarot is connected to the Kabbalah, and it has some amazing information. Creaky notebook. And so I looked it up for you. The person has gone from a worldly based way of thinking or point of view to a more spiritual way of thinking. The eyes are open and he appears quite calm and content. This implies a certain acceptance of the plan of evolution. There is no pain or suffering attached to it. The yellow hair signifies radiant energy. It can cause quite an upheaval for some, the leaving of an established way of life, which was comforting and comfortable, because your friends are in that state too, and he has now changed his desires and wishes. It might get some raised eyebrows from family and friends. It can also mean that you might have sacrificed in material way. So, when you become more spiritual, the things that used to work for us sometimes don't work anymore. But he's got an aura, he's glowing. And so, just an example, let's say you drank alcohol and you stop drinking alcohol. You still go out with your friends, but now you say, I'll have a cola, please. And your friends go like, you what? You want cola? No, she'll have a whiskey. And you go, no, I want a cola. It's something as simple as that then they ask you why, and you explain, and then you might get another raised eyebrow, and it can be really difficult. Well, it's so weird when somebody asks you what you want to drink, that when you say something that they don't think is a good idea or fitting or fun, you immediately can get some friction. So, let's see what other cards you got. From the folklore oracle, you got the alder tree. It has a yellow crown too. I don't know if it's connected, but the alder reminds me of elder, wise. But let's see. Another creaky book. The alder tree is about protection, guidance from alder. Protection has different meanings to different people. Some may envision a shield and a sword, a mighty guard standing to attention, or a locked gate that keeps bad things out. Alder is a reminder that you can find protection in those closest to you. In your family, your friends, and your neighbors. Isn't that funny? First it's like you might have friction, and now it's like you can find protection. Of course you never have friction with everyone in your tribe. Let's see. The tree is a sign that you have people in your life you can rely on, whether to hold your hand or to simply listen to you. Alder reminds you that resilience, here I go again, reliance, on others is not a weakness, and that what you receive from others is easily repaid in kind. When we stand together like a bundle of twigs, we are stronger even than the largest branch. An affirmation that can help you is, I am protected and feel safe and secure. So, us now see what the fairies have to say to you. This writing is sometimes so difficult to read. I think I got it. I think it says, gotcha. Boy, he's impressive. You don't want to meet him in an alley. But maybe it's all maybe it isn't that scary. Maybe he's a sweetheart on the inside and he just likes to joke. Let's see. It is card number 61, which boils down to a 7, so that should be, sorry, more books. It wasn't gotcha. It's G. Hopaya. I'm gonna show it to you because but you're probably seeing it in mirror image, so the words that relate to him are imaginary fears, unreal hazards, and realistic caution. It's time to look for the truth behind our fears, to distinguish between what's real and what is just our projection of old traumas and fears into our imaginary future. By delving into old patterns, we can see past them to a more liberating life. Only by facing these fears honestly. Sorry about that. These microphones are so good at picking everything up. Only by facing your fears and seeing them for what they are do we gain greater ability to open our hearts to the singer of courage, which is card 8, and gain in strength to face the really difficult challenges in our lives. Each false fear confronted and resolved makes us much stronger. Amen. So let's do a recap. You're seeing things in a different way. And it might be difficult for people around you. And when you see things in a different way, you do things differently. You want different things. But maybe because you're different now, you're not quite sure how to tackle this new way of being because you've never done it before. I've had something happen in my life like that. I had been writing screenplays for quite some time, and I was also on a spiritual journey. I had cancer a while back. It's a long story, at some point, the spiritual journey started to overtake the writing I was doing, and I kind of got the message that God wanted me to stop watching TV, stop listening to the radio, stop reading books, stop being online, period. Basically, I was asked to stop writing, take everything off. Everything off the online world, which I had worked over a decade to amass. And in the beginning I didn't do it because it was scary. And I was also asked to block one person. And I'm not someone who I care about people, and this person I know was kind of a taker and had a bit of an ego thing, but he wasn't mean, or you know what I mean. So I wanted to maybe give a reason before I did that, and I was told no, just block. And in the time that I didn't do it, I did get closer to God, and the ego got more quiet, and so that gave me the strength to I knew then that I was being led in the right direction. It felt good, even though it was hard. And so, after a little while, I blocked this person. And it still feels unlike me and mean. But it helped me so much. It helped me to see patterns of always people pleasing, and if I had not blocked this person, I would still be doing things that weren't helpful for me. And so, after a little while, when I started to feel good about what God was telling me to do, I sat there like that. I deleted my website that I worked over a decade on. I deleted blogs I've been writing for this American company. I deleted every social media. And so, I feel you. And I have seen this creature. This is ego. This is that voice in your head that says, you want to change jobs? Are you insane? But you make less money there. How are you gonna pay for this? It is always, it can make it so hard. But even though things have changed, you must feel. I mean, you're upside down on a tree, your hair's glowing. Yeah, that's weird, but it's wonderful. It's like being a kid, you know. Those, I don't know the word for it in English. You used to do this. Everyone at one point did, hanging upside down. Just because. And it's like now you're grown up and you want to do that. You want to hang upside down. Maybe you want to climb a tree. And the other grown-ups are like, what are you doing? And you're like, I want to climb a tree. I'm climbing this tree in the forest. And they're like, that's not a real grown-up thing to do. And you're like, F it. I want to climb the tree. I want to feel excited. I'm excited about climbing this tree. I want to see what it's like to be up there. I want to have a bigger view. I'm gonna do it. You only get to live once. Right now, maybe there's more lives. It's your life. So, if any of this ego characters come out an alleyway in your head, you just say, turn around. F off. I got an association card for you, and it was this. You're stepping up. You're taking the next step. That's awesome. It's so wonderful how completely different decks, completely different cards can be so helpful and complementing each other. So I found this kind of Zen deck, and it has affirmations and poetry, and you got 2 cards. The other piles didn't. The first card is calming the breath. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment. I know this is a wonderful moment. In, out, deep, slow, calm, ease, smile, release, present moment, wonderful moment. Yes, the present moment is where everything happens. In every moment you create your future. So keep that in mind. And then you got this one. Happiness in the present moment with a circle above it. The past has already gone, and the future has not yet come. Let us not drown ourselves in regret for what has passed, or in expectations and worry for the future. Let us release our sadness and anxiety. Let us come back to ourselves and establish ourselves in what is present right now. Let us learn to recognize the conditions for happiness that are present within us and around us. There is always good You're alive. You're breathing with ease. How wonderful. Even going to the bathroom is amazing. You get to release, let go of what you don't need anymore, in privacy, in luxury. Wonderful. Now, I asked some clarification cards from the universe, from the Rider-Waite deck, so we get the last bit of information that might help you. You got the World card, just like the circle on the Zen card. She's got a very fancy posted bikini. It's the latest fashion, especially for YouTube. And so, something is ending. And something is beginning. Let's see. What else? We have the Four of Pentacles. Now this dude is being kinda stingy. He's like, my pentacles. I got my feet on two. I'm holding one of them, and I put one in my crown. They are not getting my stuff. Now, 4 is a basis because a square has 4 points, and if you put it like that, you have a basis. So it can mean maybe a lack mentality. So maybe that is ending. And then we have the 9 of Rods. Now this dude or dudette has been through the wars. He's got a bandage on his head. He's holding a stick like, you wanna try me again? Bring it on. I've beaten all the people that had these sticks behind me. So, you think you got something new? I got experience. I know my stuff. So, then what? 10 of Rods. This dude is carrying so much. Why? It's like the Zen card said. You have to let go of the past. Just drop the things, you don't need them anymore. Why would you carry these things around? Unless you want to play Mikado. I don't know if that's the same word in English, but you know you have these skewers with colors on them, and you drop them, and then you play a game with them. You see if you can get one out without moving the rest. So far, we've got like a lack mentality. Having been through it, a lot of experience with friction, frustration, then carrying the past around, and then you got this, the 9 of Swords, anxiety, sleepless nights, worrying. But before that, you got the World card. I think what this is saying is that done it. I'm so happy for you. It's making me emotional. You figured it out. That's why you're upside down. You've seen the anxiety, the fear. You've seen the past you've been carrying around in your head, in your heart. You've been working your freaking butt off, fighting all these demons from the past. This lack mentality, like you'll never get that man, you're not gonna reach your goal. Your dream is only meant for somebody else. It's freaking bullshit. And you figured it out. And you were like, oh, you did it. It's so awesome. I'm so happy for you. If you needed any confirmation, like the guy does, I love him. I'm not so good with names. And every time I say it, I'm realizing every time you say it, you're continuing it. So that's why I stopped there. Now, to say goodbye, I brought my froggy out. I got him in a shop in Edinburgh, and I saw him, and I thought he was so cute that he is a souvenir from Edinburgh. When you take the stick out, and you move across the ridges on his back fast, he makes a sound like a frog. But obviously, if I do that near this mic, I would probably pop your eardrums, so we're not gonna do that. Just a soft sound. To process all the stuff you heard. And just relax. I wish you an awesome day. I hope this was helpful in some way. And I hope to see you again. Fairy dust. Never hurts. Hi. Welcome. Pile number 3. You chose the star card. with a custom-made bikini just for YouTube. Now, in the Rider-Waite Tarot, with a very special bathing costume, this is the Star card, and it is connected to the Kabbalah. And so I went online and looked what the Kabbalah had to say basically about this, and it was a lot, but I condensed it for you. The figure is naked, which symbolizes the purity of spirit. She's pouring water to water and water to land, which means the subconscious and the conscious world. There are 7 small stars above her and 1 big one. The 7 represent the classical planets, and the large one represents divine guidance. There is a tree with an ibis behind her. The ibis represents Thoth, the Egyptian god of wisdom. The card comes after the tower to show spiritual and emotional healing is taking place after destruction. And so, let's see what other cards you got. I've already picked them. They fell out. I didn't pick them for you. The universe picked them for you. But I did it like this because the cards make such a noise, and sometimes it takes forever for one to come out. And so I did my homework. From the Folklore Oracle deck, you got this guy. John Barleycorn. Let's see what he wants to say to you. Creaky book sound. John is playing hide and seek, but I'm gonna win. Maybe not. I got it. The word connected to John Barleycorn is investment, and guidance from him is: we're all familiar with the idea of investing in our future, perhaps primarily for financial security, such as saving for a rainy day fund or a house deposit. Of course, this kind of planning is important, but we must also consider investing in our future well-being. John Barleycorn is a reminder that establishing good mental and physical habits today will benefit you in the future. By creating a healthy work-life balance, taking care now of both your physical condition and mental health, you invest in your overall health and well-being for years to come. He tells you that the best way to invest in your future is to take good care of yourself today. An affirmation you could use might be, I promote my well-being daily by getting enough sleep, eating a balanced diet, taking exercise, and protecting my mental health. In my head, I am hearing saying no. Maybe that's significant for you. I have received 2 cards from the Fairy Oracle for you. Nobody else got 2 cards from this oracle. Let's see. I will show you in a second. I just want to look up the page. There we go. The first one, sorry about that, is the Lady of the Harvest. Sorry, I'm giggling. I had to start again because I moved the card along the mic and it made quite a loud sound, and I didn't want to pop your eardrum, so I started again, and then a burp came out and I just started laughing so hard. And you, Lady of the Harvest, that's gotta be good. The words connected to her are completion, grief, loss, harvest, release. It is time to accept change, to move on to the next phase. Power and strength in the present and future come from releasing the past. This is a time of liberation, and we might as well cooperate with it. It will happen, whether we want to or not. Release and liberation may be painful or joyful, depending on the circumstances. Cry if you need to. Be joyful if that's appropriate. But in either case, trust the process. Acknowledge what you feel and prepare to move on. Wow. You were the only one who got 2 of the fairies come out. The next card you have is number 12, the Singer of the Chalice. Beautiful card. The words connected to this card are trust, joy, patience, creativity, hope, and miracles. With the help of the Singer of the Chalice and of the fairies, you too can get this one feeling that is all the good feelings in one. Unconditional love, trust, hope, healing, patience, and so on. Open is open. Be open. If you don't know, ask. It's right there. It reminds reminds me of the room of requirement in Harry Potter. So John Barleycorn was about investing and planning, but also taking care of yourself right now. And the star is with a purity pouring into the subconscious and the conscious. And there is guidance from above. And the planets doing their thing, which you just have to trust. And then there's harvest. Barley is also something you harvest. And then there's the singer of the chalice. A chalice is a cup, just like the star is holding. What do you want to fill your cup with? You can fill it with love and a trust in the divine guidance. You can pour everything out of your cup for other people, but that's not balance. I pulled a association card for you, and this is what came out. Do you have children? Do you always put them before everything else? If this mother monkey did that, in the end, she'd have no energy to teach or play or forage for food. So she has to find a balance. She needs more food than the baby. There is love. Let's see. I pulled a card from a kind of Zen deck which has meditations and affirmations and poems, and this is the card that came out. It's a walking meditation. The mind can go in 1,000 directions, but on this beautiful path I walk in peace, which each step cool wind blows with each step of flower blooms. The ego mind can take you in a lot of different directions if you let it. But you can also walk in peace if you ignore it long enough. It will give up more and more little by little, and it'll become more quiet in your head. Which side of your head do you want to pour into? Do you want to pour into the ego side, or to the side of flow, abundance, trust, unconditional love? I know what I choose. Now, I pulled a few cards to get some last information and confirmations, and let's look at them. They're from the Rider-Waite deck. First, this dude shows up. Of course, it can be a dudette. A Knight of Chalices. Again with the cups. Cups are about emotions. So, what are you pouring your emotions into? Are you listening to your emotions? Are they fear-based emotions? Or are they joyful, loving emotions, happy emotions? It's not about ignoring them. It's about acknowledging them. You can say, okay, I see you. I acknowledge you. I'll give you 5 minutes. And then be done with it, or it's up to you, but it's all about the cups, it seems. Maybe you're getting an offer. Maybe it's you being your own knight or knightess. Giving yourself a cup of love. Maybe your inner male is finally ready to become more balanced and unite with the inner female, or the other way around. The next card that came out is the Two of Pentacles. There's a balance, a juggling of two pentacles. Pentacles are about structure, basis, about groundedness, and they can be about abundance. It's a two, so the star card has two cups. You have the Singer of Chalice, and then you have a Knight bringing a chalice. Behind this dude with a really weird hat, let's be honest, there's a sea. Up and down, up and down. So, do you feel your emotions being up and down? Do you feel like need to hold on to something. I think it's gonna be alright. Because there's the fool. I think it's funny that they call him the fool. Maybe because he's standing on a cliff and he looks like he's about to take another step. But the sun is shining. The card is almost completely yellow. Yellow and the sun are about God, the universe, the all, the divine, however you want to call it. He's in the sunshine. He's connected to the emanations. And he probably knows that he's also an emanation of God. There is a trust. He's hardly taking anything. Maybe he's just got his phone with him in the knapsack and off he goes. Because he knows the universe will provide. Then the last card that came out for you. Bada bing. The Magician. It's kind of funny because so you go from the 2 of Pentacles to the 0 and then the 1. You're like, I don't know idea. Oh wait, meow. So, maybe you feel something inside, a longing, something you want to do. Maybe your ego is like, oh no, and it's giving you all the, yeah, but what about this? But what about this? Have you thought about that? Oh my God, what if this happens? And you listen to it and you're like, yeah, okay, I'm hearing it, but I'm doing it. I'm doing it. And guess what? The thing that is in that little knapsack that he's got with him is this. He's got everything. He's got the magic of the chalices, the pentacles, the rods, and the swords. He's got it all. I actually want to get a card. I hope I'm not gonna make blood sound. quickly some more information for pile number 3. The star card peeps. This is so awesome. Of all the cards you could get. The room of requirement. If you have to ask, you will never know. If you know, you need only ask. The room of requirement, I looked it up, is found on the 7th floor. Luck. The whole world was created in 7 days. And I feel it also connects to the chakras. You have 7 chakras. And when you reach the 7th one, room of requirement, you connect to the Akashic records, to the void. You're one with all, and you can manifest. And I was talking to a friend about manifesting, and she was saying they were talking about manifesting at work. She said, guess what they were manifesting? And I said, $1 million, euros. And she said, yeah. I said, well, that's not gonna happen. What I think manifesting is you take the steps that are shown to you by the universe, and usually they're steps that also help other people, and you get hints from the divine about what could be a good idea. Maybe you feel something that you want to do, but your mind is giving you all kinds of reasons why you shouldn't. But you should. You got so many cups. With each step, a flower blooms. The mind can go in 1,000 directions, but on this beautiful path, I walk in peace. I don't know what you're up to, but your needs will be met. You got everything you need inside of you. The structure, the foundation is A-OK. You've done the work. You have a sword, wisdom you've learned from the past. You've got passion. You've got the rod. You've got the chalice. the feels in the right place. You're not pouring too much into the material and not too much in the subconscious. It's balanced with the star card. And the magician shows that too. He's got one hand up and one hand down, showing the divine and the material world. He knows that the two are connected. Everything you do has a consequence. And that the divine is guiding people, is guiding you, putting people in your path, opportunities. Maybe like in Harry Potter, some staircases will change and you're like, that's not where I was going. But maybe it's where you're meant to be going. Maybe the universe knows, and because you're connected and balanced, you'll be brave enough to see it and follow it. I'm so happy for you. The room of freaking requirement. Wow. I wonder what's behind it. Before I say goodbye, I wanted to give you an ASMR sound. And today I brought Froggy. I got him in a charity shop in Edinburgh, Scotland. The ridges on his back, if you go over them with the stick really fast, it makes the sound a frog makes. Of course, if I do that now, I'll pop your eardrum. So let's not. Just a moment to take in what I said and just relax. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this was helpful to you. I want to wish you a wonderful day, evening, morning, wherever you are. I wish you the best, and it's gonna be magic. I'm so excited for you. Some final fairy dust. Never hurts.